Alright, what's up guys? I do got a little bit of time to kill right now. Not really doing nothing. One of those days. We're getting closer and closer to archery season. Whitetail season here in Michigan. And I got my setup out today. I got the Hawk helium sticks. The Latitude classic saddle. I got the, I think it's called the Alien or the XOP platform, something like that. My Killick backpack. And we're gonna try to climb this tree. By the way, I am at my house and I'm in a trailer park. So this goes to show that you can get in practice anywhere. You know, and I only got this one tree, so I threw my ladder up there and cleared out a couple of limbs. I'm gonna see if I can't make it right up to here. So, could go really good, could go really bad. But I'm gonna switch to time lapse and get all this stuff on me and ready to go, and then I'll show you how I got my setup going. Be right back. Alright guys, I got all my gear on, got my saddle on, I got all the ropes wrapped together and tucked in my pants so I'm not fighting them, they're not in the way when I'm up in the tree. Got the bag on, trash guys are here, they're probably like, what's wrong with this guy, but whatever. And I got all my sticks hanging. I got all my sticks hanging from the belt that's on the Latitude saddle. The platform came with a bunch of snap-on points that connect right to my saddle, so that's cool. So as I work my way up, I'll snap them off and I'll connect them to the tree. Let's get started. Alright, let's start out with the first stick. You know, I'm not a professional at this. I'm just practicing right now. I didn't have the greatest experience in the woods last year when I went out. And already we're starting off rough with this being wrapped around the whole stick somehow. Right? Been sitting in my hunting tote all year, so alright. So this is one of the things that I absolutely hate. Is figuring out an easy way to unwrap this, a non-annoying way. I'm always smacking my arm. Sorry if you can hear the trash truck behind me. I thought I outweighted him. Alright, so we're up to the tree, a little less, just like that, see? So you don't want to be taking a huge first step, so the first one's always somewhat the easiest. Throw it around, I missed. Throw that sucker around, boom, got it. It gets a lot more complicated when you're up in the tree. Alright, and this part's not too easy, you know, figuring out. This tree's a little bit thicker on the bottom. Trying to figure out exactly where the best spot is. So like right here, I want to get this loop. Right, let me move the camera a little bit. I want to get this loop, right? But I can't because it's not long enough. So what people do is they'll turn the stick sideways, like so. Get it on that little knob. See how it's on there? Now you can turn the stick. And I'll get this little guy out of your way. It's much more complicated the higher and higher up in the tree you get. So I'm gonna start off with that first step. What I like to do is really cinch down on that tree. Nice and good. Now ideally that stick shouldn't go anywhere, right? I have had one kick out on me when I was standing right here like an idiot. Feels pretty strong to me. So second, now that we've got the first stick on and we're ready to climb, I'm gonna get out your linesman. Okay. It's been a minute since I did this, so Bear with me. Bear with me here. What you're gonna do, I think, I got it on the wrong side. This side. Screw it down so it can't open. It's nice and safe. Here you got your Titan line. You're gonna relieve that. It's just a regular Prusik knot. You're gonna relieve that. Now you're gonna go around the tree and you're gonna keep this knot, this so-called linesman. I could be saying it wrong, but you're gonna keep that connected to you right here at all times till you get to the top of the tree. I hear some people leave it on the entire hunt. Double safety once you get up to where you want to be. You know, so now, check it out. As you're climbing that tree, you can keep yourself snug by grabbing this rope. I got a ropeman for my tether. I should probably invest in another one. It's a mechanism that takes place of this Prusik knot. It's a lot easier to handle. Alright, so right now, we're ready to start climbing. I can already foresee I'm gonna have trouble reaching my other sticks on my back where I got them clipped. And please feel free if you guys want to put in the comments any easier way to connect all the rest of the sticks to you while you climb the tree. Here we are. Gonna make our first step. Going sideways. That's what I do. Again, as you get higher in the tree, it gets harder. So see, I already know I need to move my linesman up. Grab the tree, get on that first step. Alright, now you're on the first step. Now you're gonna get close to that tree. Now here's another thing. That's interesting, right? Is when you come up to a tree that's got a split in it. Now how do you safely disconnect yourself? Well, you get to this base right here. And then there's a couple more up there we gotta get around, right? So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna unravel the rope, you know, your tether rope, the rope you hang from, right? Tuck that away so it's not in your way. The rope that tightens it around your waist, get that out of the way. Alright, here we are. We're on the stick. Stick feels strong. I feel good. Alright, now this is what I'm gonna do. This is the only tree that I got in my backyard, so the only practice I'm gonna have is one of the tougher trees. So I'm gonna grab my tether. There's that rope man I was telling you about. Get off me, ant. Boom. Now I'm going to wrap this around the tree and pull myself close. I can lean back on that rope, that lineman. Right? This is obviously pretty dangerous. Practice is always recommended. I should have done a lot more practicing last year before I went out. Alright. Alright. Pretty difficult. Right? Now there we are. Now you take that thing, clip it to here, tighten that down, clip it to there. Now you got another point of being connected to the tree. Pull yourself tight with that linesman. Alright, now you can safely disconnect your linesman. Right? So unscrew your linesman. Get used to doing things with one hand. Get yourself close to the tree, unloop it. Alright. Okay. Now your body weight's completely hanging off of that. Right? Just while you transition. Boom. Got this off. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm more or less winging it right now. I'm gonna loosen that so I got a bunch of slack, right? I'm gonna pull myself close up to the tree. Oh, boom. Now I'm nice and close, I can't fall. I can get my linesman back around me, right? So now I got it back around me. Clip back to my belt. Screw that back down so it won't open, right? So now, since I got so much tension on the tether holding me close to the tree, I can move my linesman up. See, it doesn't tighten as easy as the other one. You got to get weight off of it. Damn, that ain't easy. Being cheesy, you know? Alright, now we're connected to that. Now it's time that you can disconnect. Let's go ahead and get that tether back in there. Our utility pouch back behind me. And then tighten your pouch, even though you gotta keep untightening it, tightening it. You should tighten it just in case you don't get it all the way in. It wants to fall out. Get this little guy out of the way. Now we can go up to that. Now we're connected to the tree again. Always. You're always trying to be connected to the tree. Boom. We're up one more step. Okay. Right? So now you want to tighten this if you can. Shit. It's not easy. There we go. She's tightening. Okay. Now if you can, work that rope up the tree. Alright, now you're close again. Now here's the fun part. The next stick. So I'm gonna grab the hardest one first. It's right at my 6. I'm gonna find that buckle. Don't drop your stick. It'd be loud as shit, ruin your whole hunt. Alright, got my stick. Right? Make sure when you connect that stick that you're not throwing your rope over this line, because then you're gonna have trouble. So this is one of the parts I was talking about. Unraveling this. I'm assuming it's one of those things you just gotta get used to, that it doesn't get any easier. I haven't done this whole thing since last season, so it's been a year, and here I am out here winging it for you guys. Get your steps ready. Now those, I made those myself with utility cord, like 2,000 pound utility cord. I got tired of the prices of them and whatnot, so. Alright, now we're on the tree. See, right now my legs are getting tired, my calves are getting tired. I'm getting tired, I'm not gonna lie. So, what you can do is you can hold that there while you get this. Ideally you pick a tree that you can hug. You know, so down at the base, I had to really throw it around to grab it, but now I can just hug the tree. Bring it around. That rope out of the way. Bring it around. Make sure you're always getting the ropes out of the way, you know. Make sure you got that stick. You got this line right here higher up on the tree, so that way when you snug it, it's already pretty snug against the tree. So again, here we are. And I want to get this loop right here, right? But not everything's perfect. You gotta deal. So you turn that stick sideways. I don't know if I can do it on this one. Oh yeah. Now can I get it? Oh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if if I can do the old stick trick. Yeah, I did it. Alright. So here's another scary ass part. It's getting your foot in that next aider. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, because there's a split here, again, my legs are getting tired. I'll pull out my tether. Connect it to myself. Just for the time being. Okay. Skipped a step. Get that through there. Alright, so I'm tied up on a branch back here, so that branch is gonna hold me pretty good. Get it nice and tight. There's probably guys that can do, well, I know there's guys that can do this whole process in a few minutes. So they're up in the tree at the right time, right? Alright, now I still got my linesman. So take my next step. Get my foot in there nice and good. Oop, I missed it already. Come on now. Definitely takes practice. It's not an easy thing to do. I'm using my hand and shit. And ideally when I'm on my hunt, my setup's a lot heavier than it is right now. Alright, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to disconnect. So I'm connected at 2 points right now, the tether and the linesman. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my linesman. Whew, you always feel that little bit of, oh fuck. Alright, linesman disconnected. Just gonna kind of slip it in my pouch just for a second. Which is right back here, if you can see it. Get it all the way in there. You don't want it to snag or fall out. So now, my hands are a little more free. I can lean back a little bit. Yeah, I usually got knee pads on and jeans, so it's usually, I put my toe right on the tree, right? And I make my way up. Yeah, see that stick is like, hey bro, you're doing a good job, man, but you gonna bust your ass. Alright, let's make this next step. Then we'll tighten up that tether. And then we'll put on the linesman and get us nice and close to that tree. Now I might not have to get that other stick out because I'm almost to where I want to be. Right up here is where I want to be. So right now it's been 17 minutes, 55 seconds. Alright. So I should be a little closer to the tree than that. Now that I got my foot in. Get up to here. You know, I'm gonna cheat. Because realistically, trees got branches, right? So, right now I'm in a position where I'm not too happy. So, I'm gonna get myself up close to this tree, right? And I'm gonna use this tree, right? So I'm in a little bit of a weird spot right now, which is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and use the tree. Get my linesman back out. Ideally in the woods I would not pick this tree. It's the only tree I got. So I'm gonna get my tether back out. Alright, so there's always a bunch of unforeseens when you're doing this, like busting your ass. Alright. Got my lineman back on. I'm double safe now. Now I can get here on this stick. Alright. Well, that was a journey, wasn't it, guys? Part of the experience, though, I suppose. I'm gonna get myself close up to that tree. That knot's working good now. Now, as you can see, this tether's pointless at this point. I know people are looking at me right now like, what's wrong with this dude? But you know what? I'd rather get a few practices in and be out in the woods and it be my practice shot. And I'd rather them not read about me, but see me in the tree in the backyard, you know? So, get this boy put away. Another good tip is make sure you load your bags the way that you bring these out and put them in. So since your tether's the very last thing that you use, it should be at the bottom of your bag. Again, make sure it's all the way in your bag. You don't want it to come out. Alright, so I'm about close to where I want to be. I don't think I can get another stick up here. Right? But I can move my way up. Right? Stand on this branch. Move my alignment up a little bit. Alright, now I'm up here. I'm on the top stick. Bring that closer to the tree. So right now, I feel pretty good. We're probably about, we're probably 12 feet up. Nothing crazy. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my platform. I'll put my platform like right here. And then I'm going to step on this branch. Put my other foot here. And I'm going to climb onto that platform, hopefully, ideally. And then I'm going to hang from right up there. Right now we're at 22 minutes. The sun is out, the deer have heard me, everything is gone. Right now, I'm gonna take off my backpack and get on this platform like I should. My toes. Practice my calf strength. Alright, so now I gotta unstrap my backpack. And you're gonna be putting it back on. Unless you get lucky. Like I think I might have just got lucky. Might have just got a little bit lucky, guys. I can hang that right there. Alright. Use the tree. I'll grab my platform. Which is right here. I feel like I'm missing a snap point somewhere in my backpack. So here's the fun part. Right, there's your platform. Probably shouldn't have took it off yet. Use the tree again right there. Make sure you're putting it in a spot it's not going to fall. I'm going to put my bag back on. I'm only going to snap the bottom though so it's not in the way. Alright. Ideally I'd be a little higher, that way I could climb past the platform. And then you don't have to worry about your ropes being underneath the platform when you're trying to climb. So, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my platform as low in this crack as I can. Which means I'm going to raise my ropes just a little bit. Okay. Now we should be past that. We don't have to worry about the platform climbing over it, or trying to get the rope over it somehow. Open this girl up. This is not easy. This is not easy to do. Right? That almost fell. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna use my knee to hold that. Ooh. See, this is why they don't recommend a tree that's bigger than what you can hug. Because then you're spending time trying to, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so here we are. Platform City. I'm gonna hook this right on that front nipple of the platform. And you're gonna tighten that girl down. Reach around the back side, or however you can. and try to raise up that back strap a little bit so when you do step on it, it doesn't, you know, want to drop anymore on you. So this is a very important part. Take your time, but not too much time, you know. So pick that up, tighten it, close it actually, close the platform, tighten it to the tree. Then you can close the platform. They call it camming it down when you have it closed. So you can tighten it, and then you push it down, and then bite it into the tree. And ideally, it makes a little bit tighter of a bite, but so I'm gonna want to pick my foot here. I'm gonna put my foot right here. I'm gonna sit on this branch because it's a very strong branch. I've been on it before. Some of you are like, oh, that's a no-no, you should be connected to the tree. And I will be. Right there, boom. Okay. So we got a branch on this side that's holding me from raising that anymore. So one more time, I'm gonna disconnect this. I'm gonna get it up and around that branch. And this one too. Oh yeah, there's another one on that side right here. Now we're above it. We're above both those things. Loosen that pretty. I'm sitting on a really thick big branch right now and I feel pretty comfortable, so don't be freaking out on me. This on there. Tighten that down. Alright, we're back in business. Get it nice and tight. Bring yourself to that tree. Get it. That boy don't want to move. Okay. Now we are up in the tree right now. So this is where we get on that platform. I'm checking it out. The teeth are on the platform. That's on the platform. We're on the platform right now, so we're gonna step up. Here we go. Now, immediately, ooh. See how that wants to settle on you a little bit? I'm gonna pull that linesman. Nice and close. Now this platform is fully cammed down. It's not moving. Now right here is a pretty good time to pull out your tether. Hang time. So, it's been 30 minutes. This has taken me a very, very long time. Maybe on the next one I can take 20 minutes or 25 minutes. You know, but we're just being realistic right now. So, there's a bunch of knots in this tree that make me feel safe. If my tether ever did want to slide down, which it won't. I already tested out that theory in the woods. Get that on there, tighten it down. Get that rope, man. Get yourself nice and tight. That rope man's gonna hold the car pretty much. You're good. So I now can take off the lineman. Get that back in your pouch. You're gonna need it again on the way down. Unless you take the fun way down and bust your ass. So yeah, normally I'd have knee pads on right now so I could put my knees here. Yeah, we're in a pretty good position right now. This is probably not the worst tree in the world. I mean, to climb it was. So this is one of the more difficult trees, but look at this platform right here. You know, so right now is where I'd normally take my bag off, hang it on the tree. I'll show you something I made. Because I'm a state land hunter most of the time. For those of you who know, you can't cut branches or drill holes or do that kind of stuff on state land. Nice and tight. And you're gonna put this thing down. So I needed a way to hang my bow. So I built this block, routed a groove, put a hook in at an angle so I could hang my bag on it. And then you take that little, like, I don't know, cleat, shoe, whatever you want to call it, press it down so it bites into the wood, and now it won't turn on you. So I can strap that to the tree right here, right? And now I can hang my rangefinder, I don't know, quiver. I can hang my bow right here as far out as I want it. You know, so, and I got a heavy bow, and I have tested it out here in the tree, putting weight on it, you know, shaking it, whatever, it does hold. But just for shits and giggles, let's set it up. Tree, got it hooked, bam. All right, that's on the tree. Get that rope out of the way. Get it up as high as I want it. Fucking deer are like, what are you doing up there, man? Leave me alone. All right, so just like so. Now I can ratchet it to the tree, as tight as I need it. Boom. I'll have to come up with a little bit smarter way to do that as far as getting it around the tree, but now I got that there. Also works as a little bit of camo cover, right? And I can hang my bow on that hook, hang my stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at right now. On the XOP platform. 36 minutes. And I haven't even brought my bow up yet or hung it. So about 40-45 minutes, but ideally when I'm, you know, I used to have a self-climber, and if you're using a self-climber, there is no getting up this tree the way that I just got up this tree, period. You're not doing it. So even though this tree was extremely difficult to climb, maybe even dangerous, it was possible. And if you're careful and you take it slow and you do the right thing, this tree is a possibility for you to hunt in. Now look at all the great cover I got right now. So I can turn around and have my back to the tree and hunt behind me. I can hunt this area right here, you know. It's a good experience, you know. I had fun. My first couple of times trying to do it, I was a little nervous. I tell you what, when I got that high up in the tree and got on this platform for the first time, whew, I was so unbelievably scared. I mean, I was like knees shaking, stuck to the tree like this, didn't want to get my knees up and stand. I was terrified, you know, but now I'm just hanging here. Alright guys, so you've seen my setup, you've seen me struggle, you've seen me suck, but I did practice, and I am practicing, and I'm going to go ahead and work my way down now as safely as I can. I'm not going to get this part on video, but thanks for taking time out of your day and checking out my setup. Have a good one.